Logan Gilbert is joining Jarred Kelenic in the majors on Thursday. Plus, what is going on with Blake Snell? We'll talk about it next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. As always, make sure to follow and stream us on Spotify. Today is Thursday, May 13th. I am Frank Sanfield, joined by Chris Towers, and let's talk about it. Chris, Logan Gilbert, one of the top pitching prospects in the game, will be getting the call on Thursday, according to Jeff Passan of ESPN. He is 39% rostered on CBS. Is he a must-add?
Yeah, I think he probably is, outside of maybe like a 10-team head-to-head points league with shallow rosters or something like that. He probably does need to be rostered. I moved him up inside of my top 60 at starting pitcher. And just to paint the picture of what kind of prospect we're dealing with, it's, the profile on Gilbert. He was the 14th pick in the 2018 draft. He's 6'6", 220 pounds, throws like 93, 94, can top out at 96 with his fastball. Curveball and slider, both considered plus. Changeup, a little closer to average, but flashes a little better than that sometimes. So deep arsenal, pretty good stuff, great command. It all adds up to most scouts and most prospect organizations or rankers view him as more like a mid-rotation starter than a definite ace, but he's a safe mid-rotation starter. The thing about that is it's a starting pitcher prospect. They're so young, they can go in any direction. He reminds me a lot of Aaron Nola when he was coming up, at least based on the scouting reports. And obviously Nola was viewed as a high floor guy who, may not have that ace ceiling. Well, he's been an ace after a slow start. So it's possible Gilbert gets there. We'll see when he makes his major league debut and gets a couple starts under his belt. He could move up really quickly into the top 50, or he could move down. There's no guarantee he hits, but I think he's worth rostering in pretty much all leagues.
And Chris already moved Logan Gilbert up to SP 59 in his rankings. I've got Logan Gilbert just a few spots behind SP 67, but very excited about one of the top prospects in the game there with Logan Gilbert. Chris, what is going on with Blake Snell this time at the Rockies? 4 innings, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts. He now has not completed 6 innings in a start, including the postseason, for 28 straight starts. Is Blake Snell broken?
I don't know if he's broken. I mean, he's still getting a ton of strikeouts, so that's good. I think the biggest thing is just he's been so inefficient. He's laboring. He doesn't throw a lot of pitches, but this isn't like the Rays when they were just planning on pulling him out early, no matter how well he was doing. He's throwing 19.3 innings pitches per inning, which is the highest in baseball by a full pitch per inning. So he's not getting deep into games on his own merits. And the control has been a problem for him at various points throughout his career. I think he'll figure it out. I think he'll be better than this. I still have him as a top 25 starting pitcher, but I'm much less confident in that than I was at the start of the season.
Let's compare him to another southpaw who looks like he's finally breaking out, Julio Urias. This time, 7 innings, 1 run, 6 strikeouts against the Mariners. The ERA down to 3.26. Who would you rather have, Chris, Julio Urias or Blake Snell?
I would rather have Urias. I did move him ahead of Blake Snell earlier today while we were recording Fantasy Baseball Today. It's one spot. I have Urias 23rd and Snell 24th. I think you're probably going to get similar amounts of innings from the two of them moving forward. Maybe, a max of 160 or so. Maybe Snell could get higher than that, but he really needs to lock in. Urias isn't the strikeout guy that Snell is, but he has much better command, does a really good job of limiting hard contact. And, I think he'll be very good moving forward. I don't think he'll average 6 innings per start. I think it'll be more like 5.5, but there'll be 5.5 really good innings every time out there. Almost a top 20 pitcher, Julio Urias.
Let's wrap up quickly here, Chris, with Andrew Vaughn, who finally hit his first career home run. Got off to a slow start. Last 15 games, he's batting .306, 64% rostered on CBS. Is he someone that you need to get on your team? Would you drop someone like Josh Bell for him?
Yeah, I think dropping Josh Bell is fine. In a head-to-head points league with, 9 starting spots, no corner infielder, I think Andrew Vaughn is probably bench fodder or, a fringy roster option. But he's hitting the ball really well. Striker rate is a little high, 24%. If he could get that back down to 20% or something, I think there's a lot of upside here. He's still working out some kinks. He's hitting probably too many fly balls, but overall, I like what we've seen so far. It hasn't been exactly what we were expecting, but I think he'll be, low to mid 800s OPS moving forward.
A few news items from the day. The D-backs placed Zac Gallen on the IL with a minor sprain of his UCL in his right elbow. They're optimistic surgery won't be needed, but it's a pretty scary injury to have for a starting pitcher there. And Mike Soroka is scheduled to undergo an exploratory procedure on his inflamed right Achilles. If you remember last year, he tore his Achilles last August. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, your smart speakers, or anywhere else podcasts are found. And thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. If you enjoyed the pod, please leave a 5-star review on Apple. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.